Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Guys, welcome you all back to the platform wherein we, as professionals, conduct various webinars, wherein we guide people, wherein we guide the people who are there in colleges. We also guide the people who are there who are trying to set up the career so that they can have a good, free flowing, and a fruitful career. So, I, Ramesh, myself, I will be bringing my 13 years of experience into picture, and I will be sharing all the experience right away in this platform. That is what I regularly do. And today we will be talking about three topics, the topics which are pending from quite some time. Yes, the one is the ATS, about application tracking system. This topic has been pending from quite some time, and we were planning to discuss it. So now is the date when we are planning to discuss this particular thing. Second is we will be talking about internship program that is expected to be rolled out by Internshala. They have come up with some good events. We will be talking about that. And the third thing will be we will talk about our upcoming meet, the fortnightly meet that we conduct for our platform. So, guys, to start with, let's talk about ATS. Let's talk about ATS. We all have been listening about ATS. Like many people are like, okay, what is this application tracking system? What is applicant tracking system? What exactly it does? And people are like, okay, this is that particular system which eliminates many profiles. And why is this system there? And all those things. So actually, hota kya hai? Let's talk about that. Applicant tracking system, guys. Previously, interviews, there were like walk-in interviews was one of the main things that used to happen. Then consultancies were there, and more people started coming online. The applications started coming online, or ये होने की वजह से more and more people started applying for one particular opportunity. Like thousands of people applying for 10 jobs, or many like 30,000 people are applying for 50 jobs. So here you definitely, it's not actually possible for your recruiter to screen all these resumes, right? So iski wajah se is because of this particular thing, there is something known as ATS, applicant tracking system. We call it as Robert before. We may call it as a robot, which is sitting and having a look at your resumes, and then clearing few resumes and rejecting few of the resumes, or not clearing few of the resumes. So the fact is that we all know we have been applying for requirements. You as a job seekers have been applying for our job requirements, and you have been repeating one thing, like, I have applied for so many requirements, why is it that I am not getting a call? Yes, requirements are less, but you can get a call. But you can also get a call if you are properly planning your resume, properly making your resume according to this particular system. It's not too complex to speak to, zyada complex nahi hai. We have to be like, we have to know what exactly it is. It's not so complex. We have to know what exactly it is, and it's going to be very useful to us. Let's utilize this knowledge and make this particular session useful. So that is what application tracking system is. It first screens the resumes which have applied for jobs. It eliminates few of the resumes. Then it clears few of the resumes. Once these resumes get clear, they go in front of your recruiter. Recruiter does a second check to them, and then they are clear for the interview. That is how it happens. So how does it do? What logically happens? There are 2 to 3 broader aspects how we can not talk about, and then you will put all this picture into practice. As whenever a person is raising a requirement, he generally enters some keywords. He enters some keywords related to jobs and all this stuff, and all these keywords are there, then aligned to your resume, which you have updated there. So there is like the algorithm set, and all these things are set. So these keywords which are there in the job description, it's very simple, people, very easy to understand. The keywords which are there in the job description, whether these keywords are matching to with your resume, the details which you have updated in your resume, a match needs to be there, right? And as soon as these two things matches, you will get a clearance. The ATS, applicant tracking system, would clear your resume and it would go ahead. So this is basically how it happens. So to start with, people, let's talk about keywords, the most important thing. So how it is, guys? First of all, have a look at the job descriptions. If you are applying for one specific job, if you have the job description of one particular requirement, in general भाषा में अपन बोलते हैं कि भाई आपका प्रोफाइल जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन से अलाइन करो. That is one thing which we generally talk about. Now ATS में है, we have to further go, or while aligning our resume with the job description, we have to take care of few of the keywords. जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन में थोड़े बहुत कीवर्ड्स रहते हैं आपके which should be aligned to your resume. So how does it? For example, if I am a project manager, if someone is a project manager, what all things he takes care as a project manager, those things will also have to be elaborated in a resume, but not only in a skill form. For an example, if I am a project manager, I am taking care of asset management, then I am taking care of deliverables, then I am taking care of execute productivity, then efficiency. No, all these things. For example, end-to-end project deliverables, forecasting, and all these things, right? So these things should actually match with the job description. Job description also would want you to, like a project manager, he should do all these tasks. All these words should be there in your resume as well, and not like one skill set, two skill set, three skill set, four skill set. No, not like that. ATS generally works off search engine optimization. So what does it mean now? Search engine optimization. It's simple, guys. आपका resume है, इसमें 4 to 5 sections में एक अपने आप को divide होता है ये. First section जो रहता है summary रहता है, उसके बाद लोग skill sets डाल देते हैं, उसके बाद लोग work experience डाल देते हैं. ये लोग generally करते हैं. अब SEO में होता क्या है, जो first summary section होता है, जो सेकंड सेक्शन होता है, जो थर्ड सेक्शन होता है, ये रैंडमली जो है वर्ड्स जो है वर्ड्स विच आर बीइंग रिपीटेड, विच आर प्रॉपर्ली बीइंग फ्रेम्ड एंड बीइंग रिपीटेड are getting tracked in this particular 3 to 4 sections, and whichever words are getting repeated, then those things are taken ahead and take whether they are matching with the job description or with the requirement. So these things should basically match, right? Simple. वो वर्ड्स जो कि आपके जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन से मैच होंगे, वो वर्ड्स आपके रेज्यूमे में रहना चाहिए इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज. वो कीवर्ड्स keywords. And another thing is that if you are putting like you go ahead and put the words in do not just put it as a words, bring it in such a manner that when you are updating these words, it should be like, I worked as a project manager for these many experience on this particular skill sets, then I worked on this particular. It should be like a framing of a sentence, and that is when it gets properly tracked. So it is very useful. It should be like a normal that be written. आप skill sets लिख दो, 1 skill set, 2 skill set, 3 skill set, 4 skill sets, that's fine. But when it comes to your elaboration, it should be elaborated what exactly, if you are a Java professional, then what exactly you did as a Java professional. And guys, summary section still holds pretty important here. It is very important, very good, and it gets tracked into ATS applicant tracking system. For an example, when I used to make my resume, I updated my resume way back in this portals. I still keep getting calls. Last week, I got a call from Capgemini. They are looking for a human resource expert. So why does this happen? My resume was very well prepared. The first section there is summary section. I have written then that I have so and so years of experience as a human resource professional into resource management, right? These are the keywords, into resource management and something related. So what you have to do is, you have 18 or you have whatever 6 years of experience as a Java professional who have worked on web services. These 2 to 3 liners would be the summary, and this is mandate. First वैसा जाएगा. उसके नीचे, if you have to highlight any skill sets, go ahead and highlight all those skill sets, 1, 2, 3. Ideally speaking, it should be elaborated, and that should be followed people by a job profile. Many people do not do it, and this job profile gives you an opportunity to talk about only your skill sets. Like if you have worked for 5 to 6 different companies earlier, if you have worked on 5 to 6 different companies earlier, but you have done a few things specific to Java, so it would be like job profile as a Java developer. Then what all things have you done as a Java developer? Then that would be 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Then it would be followed by another section that would be your job experience section, like starting with the last company which you have worked with, the latest company, and then again the skill sets which be elaborated. That is how it works, people. Okay, try to do these things. If you are not doing these things, start changing, start try to put all these things in this particular way, and then start updating your resume in this form, in this particular portals or whatever it is, job portals, search engines, whatever you may call it as. Another important thing, people, is that do not use tabular formats, do not use tables, do not use columns, because whenever applicant tracking system जब ये आपके प्रोफाइल में जाके जब उसको स्कैन करता है तो ये सब चीज़ों को वो एलिमिनेट कर देता है. तो अगर आप ये फॉर्मेट यूज करके उसके अंदर आपका टेबुलर फॉर्मेट में अगर फील्ड्स अपडेट कर रहे हो, सो दे आर चांसेस दैट दिस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड्स विल गेट डिसओरिएंटेड. तो वो चीज नहीं करो. टेबल्स यूज मत करो. देन टेबल्स के साथ साथ कॉलम्स यूज मत करो. डोंट यूज फैंसी सिंबल्स और समथिंग लाइक दैट. इट मे लुक गुड अगर आप इंडिविजुअली कोई 1-to-1 ईमेल कम्युनिकेशन कर रहे हो, बट अगर आप बात कर रहे हो एप्लीकेंट ट्रैकिंग सिस्टम की, तो ये सब चीजें एलिमिनेट हो जाती है. Okay, so this is the format. Okay, एक बार अपना resume बन गया, ये सब चीजों में बन गया. We have looked at the keywords, we have done our basic step, we have looked at 3 to 4 JDs to see what are the requirements for your particular role in these 3 to 4 JDs. What are companies currently looking? You have added all those. Things in your particular resume. You have elaborated in a natural language wherein you have communicated it, and now the resume is good. The format is good. और यहाँ पर 2 to 3 times the words have been repeated, not intentionally, but while explaining what you have done in your resume. And now it makes your resume good. And now the possibility of it getting tracked more and more increases. ठीक है. So उसके बाद जो है आप tables ऐड नहीं करोगे, fancy styles नहीं लिखोगे, and while expressing yourself, go ahead, you can go ahead and add the words like I have explicitly worked on this, I have accomplished this, these type of things. I was an outstanding achiever while talking about your achievements. I was able to execute this task within no time, and I have put all my expertise in that. These type of words, like you say adjectives, you say adverbs, try to use it. Another key thing that I want to say here is that try to repeat the synonyms as well. Repeat the synonyms in the sense, you were efficient. What can be you have efficiently executed this particular project or this particular skill set. Then that particular skills word efficient, it can be repeated in other word, in other phrase somewhere there. This can be done. And the short form abbreviations as well as the full forms, try to repeat the both things. For example, if I am a resource manager, I will write RM resource manager. I will also write it RMG, few people, because they call it as resource management group. Then GWFM, global workforce management. So try to have mix and match of all these words in abbreviation as well as in full form, and make it in a proper manner. अब यहाँ पर जाके आपका resume तैयार होता है. Okay, this is the manual stuff. Nowadays that people are scanning, there are like jobs, some websites which do it for you. Like at one end you can just paste the job description, and at one end you can paste your resume. It will do the proper juggling, and it will then tell you whether your resume is matching with that or not. Or it will you can just paste the job description there. It would do some magic, and it will produce some numbers or some words for you, and go ahead and add those words in your resume. But I am not much sure about how that thing works, because it is automatically, it's a machine. And if you are the person, if you are actually a person who is applying for a job, then you know it better, what all skill sets, what all things you have done. So it's better if you prepare your resume, taking your experience, taking your expertise into consideration, and then aligning with the jobs descriptions which are coming here from here and there, and generally the requirements which are coming according to your experience. वो देख लो सबसे पहले जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन जो आपके एक्सपीरियंस से मैच होता है, फिर उसके जो कीवर्ड्स है उसको इलैबोरेट करो अपने रेज्यूमे में. Sounds good, right? It's very simple, people. It's very simple. If you know how to use it, if you know how to use it, then you will be in a position to use it. So apna format ho gaya. Let me see, guys. Okay, one more important thing: avoid using this word. Like few people like, I am this guru, I'm like the heck ninja, then whatever guru. Avoid these type of words because these type of words may not get recognized. And now another thing, while updating people, okay, if you put it simply without getting much confused, use a word format. If you want to use PDF format, turn that to word format, convert it into PDF format, then use it. Why what how it helps is that एक बार जब word format आपका हो गया, if it is converted into PDF format, the data which is there updated there, then it can't change much. और उसको अपन highlight कर सकते हैं. For example, word format में go ahead and highlight few of the stuffs. For project name, you can go ahead and highlight some of the key things which you have done. You can highlight that, and all these things will again help you in getting tracked better. So use word format. Generally, word में upload करो. If not a word, then you can convert it into PDF and then you can upload it. But work format has really worked very good for me. I still get calls, people. I am not looking for jobs. I have been doing my own stuff, but I still keep getting calls whenever I visit my profile. I gets refreshed and I keep visiting, getting calls. So word format, I prefer doing that. Do it. Or work format, mein, guys, that there is a particular option. If I'm not wrong, there is a particular option. It is like convert to plain text. एक बार वो option run करके देखो and see whether how it is looking, whether anything is not getting eliminated. If that any something is getting eliminated, उसको वापस से जो है rephrase करो, reformat करो, थोड़ा सा align करो. Okay, like only see plain text, something like that. These options are there. Let me be specific. Okay, um, there is an option, right, in word form. There is an option like a plain text. So just एक बार उसमें जाकर देख लो. So these are the few things, people. If you start doing these things, you would see that the difference would definitely come, and you can get something better. Your resume, the chances of your resume clearing the ATS, applicant tracking system, would more increase. Another important thing, people, okay, suppose your designation is an associate, but still what all things you are doing as a part of executing, it's not as an associate. It is something, maybe it is something related to PMO or something like that. So the roles which you are doing, the roles should have more weightage than what your designation is. Designation would be there, but the roles that you have been executing, maybe some other company has put all those roles under some other designation. So you have to do some you have to have some proper particular knowledge about that, और वो सब चीजों के हिसाब से अपने resume को बनाओ. So we conducted few things like keywords, the most important thing. We spoke about the format. Are we missing anything? Okay, one more thing, people. Format ho gaya hai, no fancy thing, no tabular things. But now, no, okay, let's not jumble it. Few people are using Canva and these particular websites as well for making their resume. Okay, so you keep it simple, guys. You keep it simple. Use it Word format or PDF. Word format, the DOC doc has really done good for me. Then use the word. Do not hesitate to use abbreviation, as I already said to you. Okay, so now, okay, this is what we would do. And once you do all these things, I have explained it to you in a very system particular specific manner. And once you make or reframe your resume according to this, it would be very helpful. I've seen resumes wherein graphical interpresentations are there, then liners are there. It looks good graphical views and all these things. But your resume should be in a plain format with some highlighting stuff here and there, and it should be written the way I have just said. Okay, I'm assuming that you all would put all this particular information into practice and then see how things work. Things would really work good. And things would be better. Okay, so this is what I wanted to discuss. to talk about ATS, applicant tracking system. If you have any queries related to it, if you have any queries related to this particular thing, go ahead and update it in our comment section. I will get back to you on that. And one important announcement, people, in our last meeting, there like people have raised some suggestions, uh, wherein we could, whether we could set up some platform wherein we could review the resumes, or whether we can do it. But we were having crunch time, but now we have come up with a particular idea wherein, if in case you people, if even after looking at this particular webinar you are getting stuck, you are not getting results, we will be providing you guidance. We will be providing you guidance. We would be providing you guidance to come up with particular resumes in specific formats in ATS. The things which we have just said to you, which I just said, we would be making actually resumes for you in this particular format. And yes, it takes time. It takes time. We if I myself do not get time, I will be pulling in some people from here and there, some professionals here and there. And when people comes into picture, definitely the value, the more time they are investing, it would be monetized. Yes, of course not, the aim of the platform remains the same. We help people and that is what we do. But if someone is investing that much of time, huge time in that, on sitting on one specific particular thing, then definitely he or she has to get something out of that. So some minimum charges would be there. We would be charging, or we would be talking about that somewhere later on. Okay, we are still working around that. We are still working around to see how that thing can be done. In a day or two we would finalize that stuff. So apply what we have said, all these things into picture, and things you will find the difference here. It's for the jobs, applying all these things for the portals. And whenever you are applying for one-to-one jobs, reframe the skill set, reframe the keywords according to the job descriptions, and then apply. And then it is when your resume will get tracked by applicant tracking system, and things will work for you. Again, as I said, if you have any comments, if you have any queries, update in comment section. We will get back to you. The platform is there, the way it's working is all there. If you have any queries, raise it to us. We will respond it there and there itself. That is what it is all about. Thank you, people. Thank you. Apply all the learnings into practice, and I'm sure that now the JMN or whatever it is, applicant tracking system, you would utilize it to your advantage, and things would work good. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.